We even got Adam Vaughan here, which my brother D here is going to go talk to him now. So I'll keep your receipt when I'm in the corner there for you, brother.
Thank you, Ojibwe.
Yes.
McLeod.
Yes.
Yeah, Adam. We went to high school together. Adam Vaughan.
You did, man. Long time.
Oh.
I didn't recognize you as a beard.
Yeah. You're live to the world, Adam.
So letters.
Yeah.
I read the demands. There's a couple of them you can't comment on, right? I don't think you want to live in a country of politicians reaching the court system during the police processes and you're correct. But in terms of how you can be supportive of the overall, I agree with the statement. The track record is the track record.
100%. 100%. And like, acknowledging the fact that like this is anti-black racism. This is what it looks like. It's something that we have to face every single day. But specifically while being here, like it's been thrown in our face time and time again. Politicians are putting forward the motion today, city council, yeah. And part of it is to put pressure on Toronto, to put pressure on the province to overhaul the SIU. And Duluth is not the first name that has that, you know what I mean? He's not the first person that this happens to. It's not the first case that has like that person has been murdered and then seen as like not worthy and has to go to trial. This is something that's systemic and it's ongoing, and I think that like we definitely and Quest is a Quest is an investigation, but also like George looking at the SIU, you know, they have a 95% clearance for police officers, which is like astonishing because this is happening every day, you know, whether it be somebody, you know, pulls a gun on somebody or like sexual assault, like it's happening every day with police officers. And I think that like an independent body should be independent. It shouldn't be ex-officers. It shouldn't have the clearance rate that it does have. We need to be holding those like that's supposed to be protecting us accountable.
Has the anti-racist secretariat Queen's Park started? Has that had any interface?
We haven't heard anything from them.
Maybe an appointment, right?
Yeah, I haven't even heard. I've talked with Dagny Singh yesterday, and he made us aware that like they don't even have a budget yet. So like we can't, you know what I mean? Like we can't like.
There's not a portal for a conversation or a table to have a conversation.
I guess. Yeah. Like I said, we're moving to our 11th day.
So what I'll do is I'll write a letter as the local MP to Queen's Park asking for a conversation to start with Black Lives Matter and the race sector and Sunday trade general. It's the city general. To try and get that process started with the SIU. It's been around for a while. It needs to be reviewed and reformed.
100%.
That's when you
yeah. Sounds good. Until like your homies come visit us. We really hope. Yeah, I can take you around. Yeah, you're the third. Dagny Singh came by last night, and I can't remember his name, but Joe. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, came last week. Yeah. Came last week. So yeah, you know, and even like the police chief hasn't said anything. You know, the Mayor Tory, the only thing he said is that he was asked in a press conference whether like what he thought about tent city, and he said he couldn't report on it because he hadn't read the SIU report. That's all he said. It's a one-page report.
One of the things that happens to Paul is on the case of it was party at that time. It was part of the response to some of the initiative, and it was used originally as a way of doing intelligence work to try to figure out where the moving posts were in neighborhoods where there's been a lot of violence. It never got stepped down after it was stepped up. It's been around for a long time. And it's not that we weren't entirely aware that lots of young black men in particular, that lots of racialized communities were being stalked and parted for other reasons than the entertainment.
Yes.
That can see an argument for it, but not necessarily
Not
a continued presence
included.
for it.
And every single time they come out with regulations, like it's not. The fact of the matter is that like partying amongst many other practices simply don't work. Like they.
And the one thing the Chief Blair said that I agree with is that getting rid of carding will get rid of bad is a bad officer. It's going to stop somebody. You're not going to stop somebody based on a racial profile that they've internalized.
Yes.
They're going to stop somebody.
Yeah.
Police officers have that power. It's power for them. So the civilian review and the accountability. One of the reasons that carding is seen as somewhat useful is you could actually figure out whether the anecdotal evidence actually had factual traction. And it does. And I think that's one of the reasons the reforms are needed, but they haven't
But I think like it hasn't done anything to like we're still disproportionately targeted, right? And we still like our names are still being thrown in the system. And then when things escalate, if they ever escalate, God forbid they ever escalate, it's then being like there were no based off that simple interaction. And it's never because you're stopped because you're black. It's like because you look the type, or there's an investigation going on all the time, or whatever whatever it may be.
I understand. I understand that. So what I'll do is I'll write a letter to the Queensborough as a member of Parliament saying with the referendum of the saying a review of the SIU and a review in the context of the anti-racism secretary as well as community groups like yours and I'll reference you correctly. It needs to be started as soon as possible in order to resolve the outstanding differences.
You also might send that to our email. We can then like put it out to our.
I'll give you a card as well. You guys are great. You said that.
It's been.
I'm not good at that.
Thank you. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Oh wow. Sorry, I read the full thing.
50 cents gets you a newspaper. 50 more.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Like I said, thanks for coming and visiting us. We're actually Pascal.
Pascal.
You as well. Have a good day. I want to go sit, get some more.
I'll deliver the letters to you guys here.
You can send it to our email. Yeah. It's on Twitter, it's BLMCO. So it's a little easier. And then we can see it and we'll spread it through. Thank you.
No worries.
Are you sure? Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Adam, can I do a quick interview? You're live?
Sure.
How's federal politics treating you? Jump from city politics?
It's good. It gives us a chance to save to solve some of the long-standing issues in this country that have gone unaddressed for not just the last 10 years, but too many years. Housing in particular.
And this is day 11 of Black Lives Matter occupation of police headquarters. Have you been by here before?
No, I've been up in Ottawa until this week, and I had appointments this week. But I have a hole in the calendar at this part of the day, and thought I'd come by and just check out what's being done and what the requests are, and see if there's any way I can help as an elected official.
Yeah. What do you think of this situation with Andrew Loku and the SIU?
You have to respect that as an elected official. There are
a federal MP for those watching throughout the world.
But as an elected official, there are conventions and there are rules around cases that are currently under investigation and cases that where potential court action may be pending. And so I'm not going to get involved as a politician in the legal proceedings. What I will say is that Black Lives Matter. and that our responsibility as elected officials and people who represent our community is where we can play a role in advancing some of the issues that we have carriage of. We have a responsibility to listen and to provide, if not leadership, at least support.
Okay, can I have a card?
Sure.
And well, thank you.
No worries.
Thank you, Adam.
There you go, Mr. Vaughan.
How are you?
I just wanted to come over and say thank you very much for your presence here today. We really appreciate the student council to come by and let us know that they support what's going on here. And I appreciate that. From the First Nation.
It's good to see the support going across different communities. I think it's important. There's a lot of rights to be wrong and a lot of rights to be upheld. So hopefully we can get to a better place.
Thank you. I'm going to get this for you.
No, I just gave my umbrella away.
I know, but...
No, you guys are in the rain. I'm going back to an office, so that's okay. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, Adam. You know, Malcolm X always said the revolution will not be televised, but it will be live streamed. Breakfast in bed. This is Adam Vaughan's card. He's a parliamentary secretary to the Prime Minister for Intergovernmental Affairs. Spanning for York is a Toronto riding. So Adam Vaughan is not a parliamentary secretary to the Prime Minister.
Wow.
For Intergovernmental Affairs.
Things are gonna happen. Trudeau might show up here. Visit Toronto. He wants to make things right. Trudeau. If he's coming here, then the higher ups are gonna come. It's a calling, and now all four colors is working. We had our Asian sisters here supporting and playing music yesterday. On their fancy instruments they have.
They're from the South Philippines. I interviewed them, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling the teacher, the university teacher Lisa yesterday. I said, you should put the word out to your people. We need you too for the support in here, because it's not only the black children that are getting killed, the native children and that, and you see more of that happening, but there's also Asians that are getting bossed around, and this system's got to change. Everybody's got to go in solidarity. If it's multicultural, they should be here to defend it. Every Asian should come too, every black, white, whatever. We all need support to make sure this police force gets corrected with the problems they have today.
All the colors of the rainbow.
Yes. Yeah. And you see, we got an elder over here, behind us over here, and he's dancing. He's so happy and he's proud that things are happening for the people. And that just tells you all the elders, any elder, whether you're red, white, even Chinese, whatever, Japanese, any Asian, all you guys elders should be here too, you know. And you see, we got a proud elder just dancing away there, and he doesn't care if it's raining or not. He's here to support, you know. And the music, the culture, everything is coming here. I'm so happy to be here to help out, you know. It's true medicine. We got even Adam Vaughan, you know. How many people get Adam Vaughan?
I went to high school with him for 5 years.
Wow.
In the 70s at Oakwood Collegiate with him.
Yeah.
We played rugby together.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, we both played hookers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know rugby. Hookers are like the center men.
Yes. Yeah.
We were all 5 years Ontario provincial champs.
Oh.
From Batham, junior, senior.
Yeah. I played rugby at the university a few years back.
So you know what a hooker is?
Yes. And when I got together with some of the Spanish brothers on the street, some native brothers came out. We played lots of, you know, games with the university. They were proud because we're older guys, you know, showing sportsmanship, you know. Even if you're old, anybody can do anything if they put their mind to it. Like this. You know, this is what I've always wanted to happen. You know, I'm tired of the senseless murders and the senseless beatings. You know, I've had, like I say, I have a friend, you know, his murder's still unsolved because they said they don't have the hammer. They don't have all the facts.
Talk about your friend. What's his name?
Brian Kunquat Wesley.
From where?
He was from out west.
What nation?
He's OG Cree, I believe. And
when did he die and how did he die?
A month ago he died. 3 guys attacked him at this place they call the Grange with a hammer and stole his jacket and $1,100, over $1,100. And the police got involved, homicide, Toronto homicide, detectives. No, I can't mention no names, but because you know it wouldn't be right to convict them, but it's not right that they just leave it unsolved, you know. Like they say, oh well, the other witness had, but I think the Grange, they erased that footage of the beating on my friend because there was no evidence, you know. And that's why I'm here too today, to make sure that the police forces do investigate, do their job. Because I heard it over my friend's death, and I still hurt today, you know. Like, what does it take for the police force to do their job instead of busting people in the parks for drinking? You know, they're driving around the bikes at Allen Gardens especially. Or they come through the park with their cars and they're busting people for unleashed dogs and that. But there's so many murders that are unsolved in Toronto of street people, especially street people, and the people with mental problems, schizophrenia, whatever. That instead of, you know, looking at the background before they do what they do, shooting with their guns, you know. And I always believed since I was a kid, why the cops do this, you know, when they were young, they didn't show it. They were never caught for their violent actions on people. But when they started and got that badge and that gave them a license to kill us, beat us, and everything, you know. There's no fairness. You know, the system and people are going to jail for crimes they didn't even commit. You know, and I can back that up because I'm one of those that was convicted on some crimes I never ever committed, but they say it. A court of law says it and everything. You know, and I'm tired of that too because, you know, they attack the poor. They know I can't. They know I can't do anything on my own. You know, and then the lawyers. They don't stick up what they should. They should be sticking up. There's some good lawyers and there's some lawyers that protect their names because they don't want to lose their license or get impeached by our government or by the police force or whatever. And it's like one big gang. These cops, it's their gang. They got rid of all the gangs in Toronto and guns and everything because they were scared. Now they got all these fancy guns that cost millions and millions of dollars, you know, and they're going around shooting people, going into the houses and that, you know, and these guys that, you know, had the scissor or a knife, you know, and that's like I said about Sammy Atim, that boy. He was mental. You know, he didn't deserve to be shot. And then this cop, whatever, Priscilla or whatever he is, he should have got more time. He should have got more time for what he did. You know, the mother's
Rare guilty verdict.
Yeah.
For a misdemeanor or reduced.
Yeah, well, he was charged with attempted murder. In the end. And he was convicted for attempted murder. He wasn't attempted for
Toronto
murder.
police officer Porcilio, who killed 3 years ago 17-year-old Syrian youth Sami Yakim.
Yes.
Strangely enough, a few years before, he came from Syria
Yes.
to escape what's going on there, and look at what happened.
Yeah, he gets murdered.
Sad.
Yeah, and our country is supposed to be multiculturalism. You know, if it'd be nice to see Prime Minister Trudeau step in and come here and talk to this and talk to John Tory, because John Tory doesn't seem
the mayor.
he doesn't seem to give a shit. You know, he puts this police chief in. All this guy is a puppet. He's a puppet. You know, this police chief in Toronto is a puppet.
Another politician in the making.
Yes. And he's a yes man. He's never a no man, he's a yes man. His people are all out here and he doesn't even want to talk to them. He doesn't have the balls to come out of here and talk to his people and let his people know that we're going to fix our policing in Toronto. And instead, he ignores the whole vendetta or whatever is going on. He's ignoring it rather than fixing it. And, you know, I don't see that's fair, you know, like, they got their flags here, they got everything. You know, maybe his face is all over the post, but he pissed off the wrong people. That's what he did. You know, he pissed off his own people. You know, and I think he should be ashamed of himself. You know, it had to take all this in order for him to look out. Then he sends his officers out yesterday in the morning, early in the morning, to tear off all the signs and that. But
What?
you know, shame on him. He doesn't want to make it. He doesn't want to put his face up.
Well, we'll see what happens now that we got the live stream here 24/7.
Yes. Yeah. And the day he comes out and talks honestly and says, hey, I want to help the people. I want to make sure there's no more this violence against the multicultural system in Toronto. You know, like picking on mentally handicapped and picking on the street people. Ain't going to do nothing. Tory said he was going to give housing, help with the housing. I haven't seen a damn thing. Regent Park, they kick the poor people out for the rich people to have condos there.
Yeah.
You know, where's the sense? And then put them in buildings that are falling apart.
And even strangers, they moved them out with the promise they're getting a better place. And you know what? Most of them won't have a place.
No. So, you know, all these, you know, people that want to help out in government, whatever you are, lawyers, whatever, doctors, whatever, we need you here, you know, because I think use doctors and nurses and that, and the hospitals in Toronto especially, are tired of treating people that were beaten by the cops or shot up by the cops, you know. I would like to see you come down and voice your opinion, you know, and everybody's going to know about this all around the world, what's going on here. And I won't be surprised who shows up, you know, to back this. This is a very good cause that we're here for today. I'm very proud to be a part of it, too, you know. And we got to start pulling up because the four colors, you know, that four colors has got to come together. Red, white, yellow, and black. Because that's the only way the system's going to work good in Toronto. Is if we pull in and pitch in and get what we need to do done now.
And not surprisingly, the live stream team is based out of the Sacred First Nations area here. Talk about this area and the solidarity with the Black Lives Matter Toronto here in the sacred area.
Yes.
Talk about the sacred space here.
This we brought our medicines to smudge here and protect us, because us natives believe in peace, and I know the black people believe in peace. I know the Asians for sure believe in peace, because they went through lots during the Second World War, you know, with Hitler and all of that, you know. And they came to Canada, you know, and a lot of them during the Second World War lost their boats and planes and everything because our government wanted to keep them down, you know. And, you know, the railway, it was built by Asian people carrying nitroglycerin to blow holes. Either it's 1 to 10 Chinese died
per mile of track.
Per mile of track, yes. And that, you know, that's sick to know my
and that's close to almost 5,000 miles of track.
Yes. Yeah.
The CP rail, 1870s.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And
the robber barons of the West.
Yes. And one thing I want to mention is Toronto here is the biggest urban reserve in Canada. This was the meeting place for all the native people a long time ago. This is where we did our trading. This where this police station probably was where probably my people put up their tents, their teepees and everything, their long houses and everything. This is a part of Turtle Island. And, you know, everybody that lives on Turtle Island should have better respect than what's happening right now, you know. Like, if this is a multicultural city, I haven't seen it, you know. Who are the only ones that have money are the politicians and the big guys, you know. And people that live in Forest Hill or over here. Rosedale, yes. Out in Maple and all of that, you know. And yeah, you see people freezing to death here in the wintertime, you know. Do they care? They're never mentioned, because, you know, the rich people are the only ones that ever get glorified of that. And it's not, you know, these people gotta come and help us too. if they got any balls. You know, they gotta help us, you know, with this policing system instead of worrying about the policing to protect their houses. Like, what, you know? Like, the police, they're the ones that they only protect them people. What about the poor? What about, like, everything that's happening here? Black people, you know? I'm so proud that the black people of Toronto, the Muslims and the Africans, the Jamaicans, all of them pulled together to make this happen, because we needed to do this for a very long time. You know,
and I think it's really nice. I'm just going to show the audience right beside First Nations sacred area. Underneath this blue tarp is the Muslim prayer area.
and also it's a prayer area for anybody. You could be Christian, you could be anything.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, see, it's a multi-religion thing, eh? You could be yoga, you could be Buddhist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why that's there, and that's good, because this is the medicine area, the sacred area for everybody. You know, like our flags fell down today, but shortly we're gonna have our brother Gary go up again, and he's gonna be with his
Flag bearer.
Yes. Yes.
Legendary.
Yes. And that guy goes to every protest and everything.
I've filmed him hundreds of times waving that flag at protests.
And that guy deserves a lot of respect for what he's doing, because it's not easy doing that for hours and hours and hours, waving. You know?
He loves it.
Yeah.
Him and the unity flag
Yes.
and the 2-row wampum.
Yes. And he's here for peace. He's not here for a violent protest. This is not a violent protest. This is a peace protest. Peaceful. Everything. Solidarity. It's peaceful. And, you know, if the cops say anything else, the police of Toronto, Metropolitan Toronto, say that there's going to be any violence happening, or they're scared of it. This is a peaceful protest. We want to see things better up in this city of ours. You know, I don't know what much to say, you know. Like, my brother here is probably going to interview some of the black people, the Muslims, soon, you know, because we need to get this all over the world. Let them know what Toronto's really about, you know.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to see John Tory and the chief and that come out here and talk.
And as I understand it, the first black police chief of Toronto, Mark Sanders,
Yes.
has not even come here, and this is his office right here,
Yes.
Toronto Police Headquarters, and he
Uh,
hasn't even said nothing publicly.
No. And when I read in the newspapers, he smeared this other guy that was running for chief, and that guy was right what he said about him. Politically, he was right about him.
What did he say?
Well, you know, Saunders is like he's the personal mayor's personal thing, you know.
Laptop.
Yeah, his personal
Dog.
laptop. Yeah.
Lapdog.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't know. A while back, you know, how the prime minister got in, Stephen Harper, was because he didn't do a consensus of how many Native people were. He tried to take the voting from us and our status rights. Now we got these fancy little cards. You know, we had nice cards in the reserve, but this is how he keeps his consensus. You know, he gives us this now. So and my people don't like these cards. Personally, we like the old.
The native status card.
Yes. I'm going to show you this beautiful little card, if I can find it in one of my pockets. But, Oh yeah, I know where there's not.
It's coming to you now.
Yes. This is how Prime Minister Stephen Harper.
Hold that for a sec.
Yes.
This is a native status card. There we go.
And this is how he keeps track of us. With
Indian
these,
and Northern Affairs.
yes. My people hate these cards, you know, because they had their own card. And now they gotta take this in order to be some, you know, he talked about taking our status away. We're the first people of this country, you know? When the people came from different eras, we showed them how to live in this country, how to plant food. We were the teachers, and we're still always going to be the teachers, you know. But you know what? I've got a lot of learning from being at this protest. The solidarity thing. It's like, you know, the black people, the Asian, they got all similar. They're all similar to what we are, you know, and you know, and love. I felt a lot of love since I've been here. Respect, you know, like they ask me if I'm alright and if I slept good, and, you know.
And you're eating good.
Good, yes.
So much food.
Yeah, they come over right away. You want a coffee, McLeod? Do you want some, do you want anything to eat? Do you need cigarettes, or, you know, and when I ask them, I look after the generator right now for them. And every time I say, well, we need more gas, they go out and get the gas, you know, to keep our electricity going. Because this place here, you know, they don't want to give us the power. They shut the power off.
Literally, figuratively,
Yeah.
metaphorically.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no outdoor plugs here,
No. Well, there is one or two over there in the corner.
but it's probably shut down.
They shut them down.
Of course.
Yeah, because they don't want us to go media. They don't want us to cry out for the help, to get that extra support. So they told us to turn our music down the other night. They told us to shut our generator down, you know, the other night. You know, what are they, scared? They're scared because they know that, you know, there's more people than what they are. Metropolitan Police have always been the gangsters. Not the Italians, not the Portuguese, not you know, them. They shut down everything they were doing because they want to be the biggest. Yes. You know, and I don't know. I could say lots and lots and lots and lots and lots what I see.
Well, your status card, people say in Canada, well, you don't pay any tax, sales tax. Wow, you're lucky. I wish I had one of those. Well,
Yeah.
people got to remember that's part of the 140-year-old Indian Act,
Yeah.
which was the basis, the sole basis for the 1950s apartheid system in South Africa, where what this does, it makes you a ward of the state. You're not your own person, you're a ward of the state, and that's what the South African government, quote unquote, loved about the Canadian Indian Act, and why they adopted it exclusively for their apartheid system.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about the status cards and all that, and how the First Nations want to get rid of the Indian Act,
Yes.
and maybe it will.
Yes. You know what? The one thing I liked about when the 60s scoop and that, you know, even though my people got punished in these schools, they got educated. Now we got lawyers, judges, we got everything coming. Maybe one day we'll have the first prime minister being a Prime Minister, which it should be.
Prime
And-
Minister Theresa Spence
Yeah, yes, yes. That would be a nice thing to see.
from Madawapiskat.
Yes. And that woman went through a lot of stuff because she tried to stick up for her reserve. They weren't even giving funding to government to help them out, you know. And years and years we liked our trees, you know. They cut all the trees down. They made all the money. They did everything to us, you know. Over the years, like you know, they put a big building, and you know, so they never looked around what all they did, you know. It's concrete city, you know. But how many burial grounds have they covered in Toronto? My people are buried all over this country, Canada. You know what they used to say? Oh, it was the bottle. They were training for a bottle, the land. You know what? From generation to generation of my people, from the grandfathers to the next grandfather and the next grandfather. You know what it was? They got one of us. They promised them a lot of money to talk and say, and show them a picture of a tree. We'll give you this for that, you know, that one tree. And they lied to us. They took more than the tree. They took all of Canada from us, put us in little reserves, you know. And in the history, they killed off the dogs with the Inuits. They killed off the buffalo. They killed off the animals so they could starve us into a little spot, you know. But you can't kill us all. And you can't kill all these black people. You can't kill all these Chinese. You can't kill anybody. You can't kill nobody no more. Because we're all coming together to make this country a better country. And I hope all across Canada, they have a protest similar to this.
In solidarity.
Solidarity. And everybody, you know, you make this go skyrocket, you know. And this thing, I feel like throwing in the garbage sometimes, because that's the only thing they gave us. We gave them, you know. We teach the settlers how to hunt and grow their stuff, you know. We get promised they're not going to cut all of the trees down or take all the resources. My family was very behind when their land, you know, and some reserves, they went self-justice system. Now look at they lost their lands. Now they're called unceded reserves because they took that little bit of money, you know. My reserve didn't do it. Sagamok First Nations never did that. But I know a lot of reserves that have. That was Stephen Harper's way to get the rest of the land and the rest of the resources. Because he knows there's platinum, uranium, minerals, you know. But a lot of our stuff ain't worth nothing today. Our minerals anyway, uranium and everything. They're buying from Australia to power the houses. They're anywhere else but here, you know. And could you believe that? The gas out west, the oil mines and that all belong to the States. It doesn't belong to Canada, you know. I was so glad when they stopped that pipeline, you know. That pipeline would have killed a lot of people, you know, and a lot of, and they're not 100% sure if these things will ever leak. Look at it in James Bay. They made LG1, LG2, and all these things. And look at what happened there. They're dying of cancer up there, all them Crees, way up north. You know, somebody has to really seriously sit down and fix this country. You know, and I hope Trudeau keeps his word that he fixes everything. You know, I knew his dad back in 1975. You know?
Pierre
Yes.
Elliott Trudeau, the dad to Justin Trudeau, has been Prime Minister for 5 months now.
Yes.
Elected on October 20th.
Yes. And I was explained, you know, when I was young, why he stepped down as Prime Minister is because he started to realize what the Aboriginal, that's what they call us. But we're Nishnawbe of Canada, you know. And his dad went right out of politics when he knew that he wasn't doing anything for anybody. And now he's telling us he's going to do this and that, and I want to see it. Seeing is believing, you know. And if he was to come here and make sure this police force, especially this one, you know, stops what they're doing, carding. You know that carding is, you know, you get stopped by the cops. What's your name? And then, you know, they check you out, and if you got, they pick you right up and bring you in. You know, that carding, I never believed in that. I don't believe in some of the things the police do here in Toronto. You know, there's some good officers, yes. But there's a lot of them that, you know, they don't care. Just as long as they got a job and they can go around wearing that badge. You know, and keep beating and killing and beating and killing people. And not investigating serious crimes. They, you know, they'd rather nail a drunk driver, you know, or somebody. Not too bad there, bro. It's good to see you.
Yeah, not out with my artwork today, eh?
Yeah, it's good, yeah. Explain to them about your artwork.
What? What about my artwork?
Tell him.
You're live to the world. What's your name, brother?
To the word. My name is Sambo, Savage Sam. The Wandering Ojibwe.
I just interviewed last week in the Sioux Ojibwe artist John LaFord.
John LaFord, yeah. Well, me, I'm just a self-taught artist. I'm teaching myself. And I sell my art on the streets here in Toronto, Ottawa, wherever I am at the time. That's why they call me the Wandering Ojibwe. And my specialty is wood burning.
Nice.
Right? So come down on Edward and Yonge Street anytime you're in Toronto, or drop by, come by and check out the artwork. I'll give you a good deal. Thank you very much. Miigwech and Ramape. Good enough.
Miigwech.
Hey, Chief.
We're here. Black Lives Matter Toronto is occupying Toronto Police Headquarters. And we were interviewing Ojibwe Elder McLeod. And earlier on, Liberal Member of Parliament, Federal, Adam Vaughan, who is now Parliamentary Secretary to the Prime Minister, Trudeau. Sikhs in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. Nothing can kill love. We're not going to forget you. Don't shoot. So I'm gonna save this, do a bit of archival work, and be back in about 10 minutes, okay folks? Yar yar and yar and yar. My name is Dee Shanger. I'm a mod and live stream director here at Occupy Toronto. Live stream since day one, almost 4.5 years ago. Thank you, folks, and yar, and yar. See you in about 10 minutes. Okay, ciao.